Megan and I wanted to hop on here so that we could talk all about Catalyst, which is our adventure retreat happening in May of next year, 2027.
Yeah.
2027 seems like not a real year to me.
But so close. It's
It's so close. We're less than a year away. I know I've had a lot of people ask me a bunch of questions about Catalyst. There's some misconceptions about it. I'm sure you've had a lot of questions too, Megan. So we thought it would be best to just hop on, do a live, record it, repost it so that people can refer to it with the most frequently asked questions we get. And that way, people, ladies out there, you have a better idea of what exactly Catalyst is, what our goals are, and really what the whole purpose of this retreat is. Retreat, adventure, hard thing, whatever you want to call it, that we planned for 12 women and us.
Yeah, I'm so excited for it. What's so interesting is, just to touch on this briefly before we go into the, I compiled a list of all the questions we've gotten, starting with like more common ones. But one of the things just to talk about before we get too far into it is, our motivation for this really is there's two things. One, we watched our husbands go and do this similar activity, and it was like, go do these hard things. And so many of the hard stuff, we know that our growth comes from doing things that challenge us, both mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in all aspects of our life. But there's not as many women-specific areas that is in the do hard movement. Most of it is women joining movements that are very focused on the men experience. And I think there's really something special to be had when a group of women get together and go and do hard work together. Like we're meant to be in a community and rise together. And so I'm so excited just for that alone for the Catalyst.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And like you said, watching our husbands go through this, the difficult part or the hard of the challenge that they did was not purely just the hike in the Grand Canyon, although theirs was insane. It was making the time for training, figuring out your schedule, working with your partner. The amount of sacrifice that both Carrick and I had to do to make sure that he could achieve this goal he had set out and commitment he had set out for himself was a lot for both of us. And I think, well, I know because he told me when he was in it, he had that to pull from. Like, I put in all this work. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for my family. And that really pulled him through. Sometime we should just like talk about what they did because it was insane. But it was a really rough hike for them. But on the other end, he was like, whoa, it was amazing that I could prove to myself I did this crazy, truly insane hike.
It was an ultra off the beaten path for sure. So
Yes.
rim to rim they were planning on doing. And so they had new difficulties that other groups might not have had.
Yes. And I feel like when we saw this, we were like, we need to do something like this for women because the organizer that did the hike for the men, we love him. We know him personally. And he was like, not just for dudes. And we're like, cool, because we want to do it just for girls.
Yeah. And we're all and that goes into the first question we get, are you just like putting together a hike? And we're not at all. What we're doing is we're going to be doing rim to rim. So we were worried it wasn't going to be open, so some of the wording's a little interesting online, but we're doing rim to rim, a hike in the Grand Canyon, all organized. And that is the hard thing physically we're doing together, but we're actually going to be doing a whole day of mental fortitude before we go into that, where we focus on our goals, developing ourselves so deep into like getting life and making sure we're following those goals. And we have our goal workshop that we will be giving out for free actually in October. So we're really excited for that. So you'll have that set up and it's going to be a continuation. So this is really building together as a group. So it's not just a hike by any means. This is a personal growth and development with actual depth and applicable items that are going to move us into our higher selves.
Yeah. So it's not it's not a networking thing. It's not a sales pitch for us to come in and sell you something. Really, we are just the organizer of this thing that we think is really cool.
Absolutely. And we're there, even though it's not networking, you're going to have
I
to,
mean, you'll make connections with the
well,
other
you
women,
connect with people, you do something hard.
naturally.
You know what I mean? Like, you're always
Yeah.
going to be bonded with this person because we went through this one thing no one else will understand together.
Okay.
It's summer camp with, memories
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Um,
So that is what Catalyst is.
yes. So questions. Are you ready? So
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
first questions we got right away was, well, I'm not in shape for it. Do I need to be?
You need to have a certain level of athleticism. Does that mean you need it right now in this moment? No, we've got 9 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
About 9 months to build up the endurance, the muscle strength, mobility, all of that you'll need in order to complete this hike. Now, I will say the rim to rim is, what would you say, Megan? Approximately 20-ish miles?
23 miles.
23 miles. So it's not like just a walk in the park. We're going to have to train for it. But it is a very doable. There are thousands of people that do this hike every year. And there's people that are young and there's people in their 70s. I'm sure there's people in their 80s that do it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
So,
people in all walks of life. So you don't have to be in shape to do the walk today, but you do need at least a line of, if you're somebody who really struggles with walking, severe pain, this probably isn't the right event for you. But
mhm.
just like an average Joe Smo, and you're like, yeah, I can do stuff, but like I haven't really trained before. That's not a problem. I'm interested. I'm actually working through a training plan, so it's tested. We have developed it, and now I'm testing that training plan. And I'm actually going to be in October going to be doing the rim to rim with my husband. So everything we're doing with you is tested. And so you will have a program that works for you to implement. And if there's friends going with you, you guys can train together, and we'll have meetups in each of our to train. So it's completely, we're going to be working together to train you, and you're going to have a game plan. So you do not need to like right now be in shape to do that walk. You just have to be willing to get in shape.
Yeah. And also, you don't have to, like Megan said, make any of the training plans yourself. Now, if you wanted to do extra stuff, go for it. But we're going to have a set, very specific training plan for you. So it takes the guesswork of like, what am I supposed to do so that I can be ready? We'll have that.
Yeah. Okay, so the next common thing I got from a couple different people, which I was a little surprised on this one, people were really worried about showing up with strangers.
Oh, I think, I'm not surprised by that. I think anyone would be worried about that.
Nervousness, but it was one of their hesitations. Like some people are like, hey, I'm interested. I'm so nervous. I show up and maybe like I can't connect with everyone. And so I wanted to like just rest assured there's a couple things. When things and activities, because this seems to be a problem, just to go back before I go into this seems to be a problem in society in general. People are like, I want to try this new thing. So it's not just with Catalyst, it's I want to try something new. And then it's like, oh well, I'm so scared because what if nobody likes me? The whole way to make friends is, and to connections in this world, is to do things that you want to do, to go after stuff that you want to go after. So if you go, I am so attracted to this opportunity for personal growth that seems very real. I want to work with women who, and connect with women who are like me, or at least have this baseline interest. The way to do that is to do things that you love and are interested in. And when you connect, other like-minded people are interested in the same things you're interested in. So we're not going to have these wild values that are completely different. The people that are showing up for this are people who value growth, who value hard work, and who value connection. And so as a result, you guys are all going to have the same baseline together and be able to connect because you're going. That's the first thing. And the second thing is we're going to be having meetups prior to going. So you're actually going to get to see everyone's face before we even go. So they're not going to be strangers by the time you enter the canyon together.
Yes. So all of that. And I would also say if you have children, or you can just pretend you have children, and your kid came to you and said, I want to do this thing, but I'm nervous that I don't know anyone and I'm scared about that. What would you tell them? Would you say, oh, well, just stay home? I feel like none of us would say that. They'd be like, we would all say, you know what? You want to do it, go. It'll be a little uncomfy first meeting new people. It always is. But literally everyone there is going through the exact same thing. It'll
Mm-hmm.
be fine.
everybody wants the same outcome. Like, the reason you do hard things is because you want to be a better version of yourself and you want to see what life looks like when you're your best version, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a big thing. Um, Next question. Pricing. What is included in it?
Okay, so our pricing right now is 2,400 and it includes essentially everything except your travel to the canyon. So what is that? Let's break it down. Your lodging, all meals except trail meals, because that's
It,
something we'll go over with training that's specific to you. We don't want to give you food that you didn't train with because that could lead to upset tummies. Um, your equipment, you don't need a lot of equipment, but you will need some equipment like shoes, a pack, water, poles. Highly recommend those. Though that's on you.
we'll be providing a list of that so you can get it over time. So you don't have to do like big purchases, or you can have time to find it secondhand.
Mm-hmm. And then really, I mean, that's it. We're gonna provide transportation. Um, if you don't like, we're gonna stay on one side of the canyon, hike, and then we're gonna transport you back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and lodging, yeah, like I said, lodging.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff is included in it. It's not just the hike. It is going to be everything Skylar mentioned, but it also includes the seminar of the workshop
Yes. Mm-hmm.
hike. But it also is, we're gonna, like I said before, we're gonna be doing workshops and meetups leading up to it, talking about training, talking about personal growth. So by the time we go into this, we're on the same page and ready to hit the ground running, both figuratively and literally. So it'll be very exciting. But there's a lot included in the price for something like this because this is our sort of our main thing that we are going to be building Nate Women around and have been. This is the most cost efficient it's ever going to be. Because
Yes. This is actually very pretty minimal. It's a
yeah,
minimally priced
yeah, well,
event.
because what we're planning on building off of this is going to be every year we're going to be doing really specific experiences that are for women and for growth. And so this is probably one of the most affordable opportunities that is going to ever be available. And one of the things we promise with it is when we do things, I feel like there's two things about us that people need to know. Is one, like, we don't just do things to do them. We do them because we're passionate about it and love it. And like, it matters to us what your experience is like. It matters to us that this is quality. It has the value for it. So we will do everything we can do to go above and beyond. So you go, wow, more expensive. And I think that's going to be really important, is so where we're coming from, is we are pouring everything into it to make sure it is amazing.
Yeah.
And if you're like, I really want to do it, but I don't have that chunk of money at once, we have payment plans available.
Mm-hmm. Another note, because I get this question a lot too. I think people just automatically think, oh, Grand Canyon, we're staying in the canyon, like tent in the canyon. And then I'm like, absolutely not. We're staying in a nice hotel close to the canyon. So you will have a shower, you will have a bathroom, you will have a nice bed.
Yes, every night you will be in bed. We're not roughing it and camping it. I
No,
love
no, no, no. That is not our style.
sleep is one of the most important things to me, and I am not getting good sleep in a canyon and in a tent, especially if there's rats. I don't like that.
No, no, no.
I'll run past them, but I'm not going to go deeper into it. I'm sorry, my dog is making noise here. She has decided to come up and be loud now.
It's not that loud. It just sounds like little like
Yeah, I didn't realize people were asking about.
yeah, that one I thought was like a funny. I mean, I guess we don't explicitly say that on our website for the event. But I guess they were just like, "Oh, in the Grand Canyon, like, are we camping?" And I was like, "We are not camping.
No.
We're not camping."
And when this takes place is May 13th. You guys will fly in and we'll have a commencing dinner together.
Hmm.
That is just going to be all about getting to know each other. And I promise you, we never do like the icebreakers. Like, tell us your favorite breakfast food.
Three truths and a lie.
I don't like that kind of stuff. Like, I want depth. So we are going to be an authenticity, right? So I want real connection. So we're going to facilitate a wonderful dinner just to really set the tone. And then the next day we'll go right into the full live workshop. And then the next morning we'll go into the hike, and then we'll wake up and have a closing breakfast together before everyone goes off. So we're going to be in our hotel most of the time, minus the time we're hiking. And so it is going to be pretty nice, and you're going to be well fed, as well as we can. We are looking to do as well as we can for the area. There are interesting resources available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so mid-May should be actually very nice in the canyon.
It's the first weekend the canyon opens room to rent.
It's before it gets really hot, which is a thing in the Grand Canyon. Our hike will be starting early because we do want to avoid like the really scorching heat, and also it will take some time for us to go from one side to the other. How many hours would you guesstimate, Megan?
It depends on speed, and so we'll probably have different groups. So no one's ever going to be alone, but we're not going to be going at the same speed. So we'll have probably 3 different groups of speeds, like a fast speed, middle speed, slow speed. I think everyone's going to get done within 12 hours. But the goal is to do, ideally, we'd like to do 20 to 22 minute miles.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we prepare for. And so, like, you're not, I know sometimes we were like, are we running it? There might be some time. We have plenty of time. Like, it's a little different if you do rim to rim to rim, where you're doing like the 43 miles or 40, is like however long that is. You have to run then. But I think when you're doing rim to rim, we just have to keep up a really certain pace of hiking.
And if you think about it, we'll have a descent, so your speed will just naturally be a little faster, and then we'll have a straight, which should be pretty manageable to hold a 21-ish minute mile. And then where we're going to see a slowdown is when we go up.
Yeah. And there also is going to be break points, right? So
this is it's not a trail that will not see anyone on. It's a very popular trail. So there's checkpoints there. So you were not like in a remote
there's
area.
Water. Yeah, there's going to be water stations if you're worried about that. There's going to be bathroom stations, and then there's also Phantom Ranch, which is at like the halfway point where you can actually get, they say the lemonade is worth getting and amazing. So
I believe it.
Yeah, but who doesn't want lemonade?
Refreshing.
Exactly. Have these different points, so you're not going to be like on a trail, never see anyone. So, and like I said, no one's ever we have place. No one will ever be less than 2 people together. But ideally, we'd like to have a few more and staggered as we go. And that'll just naturally happen based on pace. And that's part of the training, is working up to that pace.
Yeah. So I would say a learning experience for us from our husband's adventure summit is that safety is a high priority for us. So no one will be hiking alone. We will have the GPS systems so that we can call people for help, and we know exactly where we are. The trail will be on there. It obviously will have first aid kits for emergencies, but we will do our very best and cover all the bases that we have within our power to make sure that we avoid any type of injury or mishap that could potentially happen on any hike, really.
Yeah, the best we can to make sure everything's going to go safely. Yeah, so I wouldn't worry about that. Like, we're doing all the planning so you don't have to. And that's the fun, is you get to show up and you just have to focus on training and showing up. And then we focus on all the small details that keep you safe, keep you moving, and focus on getting the task completed ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the other questions is how many people can go, and like, what's the urgency?
So we have openings for 12 women. So not a whole lot.
Yeah, it's very limited.
And we've sold some slots already, so not all those 12 openings are available.
So this will sell out. So it's really, if you are interested, the biggest thing is like sign up. And because if you go to our website, you're going to go to innatewomen.com, which I'll put it in the comments.
Actually, I think I can put a link in here.
Oh my gosh, please put the link in. So innatewomen.com, I think it's slash catalyst, or maybe it's slash retreat. Let me look. Slash retreat. And when you go there, there's a form to fill out. So one of the things we're going to do is chat to make sure it's the right fit. Like I said, we want to set you up for success. So you'll just fill out this form of information. We'll set up a little call and we'll chat. And then as long as everything's a good fit and we answer all the questions that you have, then we'll go ahead and get you signed up and it'll start, we can get you on a payment plan. But either way, like if you want to do it, the first thing you have to do is fill this out.
So yeah, just go to our website and you'll find all of the details for signing up for Catalyst there. All right, Megan, what's the next question?
People want to know if it is who is it for ultimately, which I think I think people are asking, like, am I the right person for it? Because I know we've said before, like, we're going to talk and make sure you're the right fit, but what does that look like? What does that even mean when we say that?
I think the biggest thing with this type of retreat is it's a woman who's looking for something that's a little different and just challenging, because it will be challenging to hike from one rim of the canyon to the other rim of the canyon. So you need to be comfortable with putting yourself outside of your comfort zone a little bit, mentally and physically. So I would say women who are open to that, women who, like I said, are looking for something a little different. I've never, before our husbands did this, have you ever seen a retreat like this, Megan?
No, I was very aware of it, which is one of the reasons I was like, Frank, you have to go, because I put it on our personal bucket list.
The hike.
The hike. Yeah.
But not like an organized.
No. So speaking of like retreats, like we've done retreats before, especially like personal growth based, and I do enjoy them, but a lot of it is just sitting around and chatting, right? Like we're talking and introduce new ideas, but there's always something sort of missing, or I'm always like, that was good. But I feel like this is so unique in the sense where it's an opportunity to really connect the physical and the mental part, which together anyway. So no, it's really unique. So somebody who does want something different or has done retreats and is like, okay, well, I've done it. Okay, I love retreats, but I need to do something different because they're starting to feel the same. I also think it's people who really ultimately want more out of life tends to be the people attracted to it. The ones that are like, hey, like life is great, but I really believe that we should make the best out of it. We need to create something bigger with our lives, or just have that like desire, that inner voice of being like, there's more out there. There's more to gain in this world. There's more to grow. Those people seem very attracted to this. And I think just open-minded and kind people.
Yeah, we're not, no mean people allowed.
I just don't think naturally we do, but
no.
I know all my patients are like the nicest people. We like never have mean people come in, and I'm always so thankful for that. But I think like with this, it's just that open-mindedness. And I think people who want to do hard things, who are interested in it, they are naturally just more interested in true, authentic connection. And that's what we're fostering here. So if you feel like any of that is you and you're like, oh yeah, I am an open-minded person. I do seek out more. I want more for myself, for my family. I want to do something hard and challenging. But I just don't want to do it alone. Like this is it for you.
Yeah. I love that. All right. Next question.
Okay. Well, we're getting towards the end. We've only
okay. Perfect.
Yeah. So we're going to, I'm up soon with this. Some people were worried. We had touched on this, but it's like, what happens if I can't do the whole thing? I think you're going to be able to. That's the training for it. I think if you have never tested physical limits, I think it's a real fear to say, I don't know, like, what if I can't finish it? You're going to finish it. I trust that if you put the work in, you're going to be able to complete it. And that's part of our job, is to set you up for success in that sense. So if you're like, I haven't done a hard thing physically, but I'm really drawn to it. I watch the videos online. I read the books. I want to do this. I think you need to sign up for it then, or at least hop on a call and let's chat, because I sometimes think people do not know what they're capable of until they try.
I think sometimes you almost need to do it in order to prove to your mind that I can do it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the most special part about doing the physically hard things, is you are literally building confidence and proving to yourself that you are capable of so much more. And then once you like prove that you can do something like this, it's like other things that you might have been scared about before, or like, I don't know if I can do it. Should I try? Automatically, like, oh, of course I can do it because I already did this hard thing over here.
Hmm. Um, yeah, so if you follow the training plan, there really should be no reason you can't finish it. Now, let's say something happens, someone falls, breaks an ankle. There are park rangers out there, and we will have, like I said, the tools in order to contact someone in an emergency. So we
Yeah.
would get you out of the canyon. We
Yeah.
would not leave you there.
And then the very last thing to wrap everything up with is people are curious on, like, I feel like there's in conversations this come up, so I'm phrasing this question based on like some of the conversation stuff. Is this really is this really going to be something to push me, or is it just another sort of like easier thing to go up and do? Like, is it going to be that hard?
I think hiking the length of the Grand Canyon will be hard.
Well, I think people are asking, like, or seem to be curious on like, how is it going to change? Like, will it really
Oh,
make a difference in life? And I think, you know, anytime you build confidence, your life changes.
yeah. And I would say for myself personally, anytime I've done a difficult challenge, especially the physical challenges, like when I ran my marathon, when we did 75 hard, um, anything like that, we trained for a triathlon. Actually completing those things was just one more proof of evidence. Yes, I can do the things that I say I'm going to do. Yes, I can do the things that I put my mind to. So
Um,
that if you follow through with it, there's no way it won't be beneficial for you because you would at least have that.
there's no downside to committing to something and then keeping your promises to yourself and doing it.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's what I'd say. All right, well, we're probably going to wrap the live up. So, what do you want to leave people with? Like, what was the last thing people to know?
I want people to know that this really is a very unique experience. We cultivated it because it was something that we were very interested in. So we want to make it the best experience for every woman involved. And it's really, I think, going to be something special that you should remember for your whole life because it's not something that everyone does. And I really do think that when we push ourselves to the edge of discomfort and in discomfort, that's really when the growth happens physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And this is just one way that you can walk through that.
Mm-hmm. And it's amazing you get to walk through it with connections that I think you're going to probably keep these connections for life.
Hmm. And it really is one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah. I've never not been like, I think I've been there like 3 times, and every time I go, oh my gosh, I'm amazed.
Yeah. Everyone, you will walk away and you'll come home and you'll tell your friends and your family and you'll say, the pictures don't even do it justice.
They really don't.
Yeah.
It's a bucket list opportunity. So, not I know we really focus a lot on growth, but this is something that is on many people's bucket list to do, as far as national parks and hiking.
Yeah. So if you are interested or you have friends or family members that you feel would benefit from an event like this, go to innatewomen.com, Catalyst, check it out. We have all of the details there. You can always email us, DM us on our social media. We are behind all of those accounts, so we will respond to you. It will be either Megan or me.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out.
Yeah, it was fun.